All right, we're back at it. All right, so that's working. And we're okay. We're restreaming. Everything is hunky dory. How exciting. Okay, the only thing we need actually, okay, everything's not quite hunky dory yet because I haven't confirmed that chat is coming through. Test. There it is. All right. All right. Let's close my customer Slack stuff because that's important. And let's see. Interesting. Now my headphones aren't working. Why does the world need to do me like this? All right. Headphones are working. This is great. Now, most important step is the tunes. Let's go for some Japanese lo-fi. And see what we got here. Mystic Samurai Lo-Fi Cafe. Let's go with Ghibli Coffee Shop. Yeah, I like that. All right. But, well, that's a little loud probably. Okay. So now I need to add MacBook audio for this to work. So let's go ahead and add audio input capture, I believe is, or is it, let's see. Oh no, Mac OS audio capture. Desktop audio capture. No, let's application audio capture. That's nice. And then I can just capture Safari. Okay. So that's a source now. How do I add it to the scene? You can tell that I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. So this is a source. Maybe it's working. How do I tell? No, I feel like it would show up as like a thing in the audio mixer. Let's see. Add, no, it's like other hide in mixer properties. Let's see. I don't think it's coming through. I don't know if anybody's watching right now, but if you are, tell me if you can hear stick jams. Let's see. Oh, I guess I see what's going on. That's okay. It all tracks. I need to add macOS audio capture to both scenes. The audio mixer is always showing my audio, I guess. Probably good. I think. Okay, here we go. Okay, but that's probably way too loud. It's like as loud as my voice. All right. All right. If you can hear the jams, you know, everybody let me know. Let me know if they're too loud or too quiet. We can turn them up, we can turn them down. All should be good. Okay. Well, I guess I've done enough fiddling with things and it's time to actually, like, you know, get to work. But no, this is gonna be fun. This will be interesting. So I'm going to get into, we need 2 projects open for this to work. We're going to need, first we'll need project. hash authentication. And we are going to need just an empty, yeah, we'll use our My App. I have this little app called My App that I've been using for testing generators. All right, and then I can get my screen share set up so y'all can see what's going on. Okay, and we go to code share and we do this. Oh, interesting. It's playing my, okay, I need to undo this. I need to just mute this one for now. It was playing my audio twice. Okay. Here we go. There we go. We've got chat up on my right so I can see what you fine folks are saying. And screen share looks good. At least you can see the edges of this here. Okay. So first off, I'm going to actually clean up all of this crap. Actually, yeah, I'm going to clean up. I'm just going to redo this. I'm going to see it over here. We'll make a new project. So mix igniter, it's igniter.new with phoenix.new, install ash. We can just go, we'll do ash postgres too. Cannot set working directory to with. What? I've never had this problem. Igniter.install or mix archive.install. Just make sure I'm using the most up-to-date thing here. Oh, duh. I should definitely make that. That should be made nicer in Igniter new. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I'm probably going to need that project open too. Which is, I'm sure we're going to use it. But what did I just figure out? That the Igniter new command is doing some ugly stuff. Yeah, right here. This name that it's parsing. And so we're going to have to do something like if there should be a, here we go. Ops with or new. Yeah, okay. Let's do something. If string.match. No. Let's start now. String.starts with. The first argument must be a project name that starts with a dash. I actually gotta have a cool utility for this. Okay, text is too small. Right. Thank you very much. Okay, this should be better. Or let me know. I can up the text a bit more too. Oh man, this actually like getting. My eyes are getting old. This is better for me too. Okay. I wrote a nice little utility here in Igniter mix info mix task. We have this split. No, it's in util info. Yeah. No, where is it? Or it's like parse, extract positional args. So this is kind of nice. This actually allows this extract positional args function allows your arguments to be like mix igniter.new -- with phoenix.new, and then if you say like, then you say the name, then like that we still get that positional args. And I kind of feel like this is something that should be built into option parser or like a mixed task utility. It seems like such a common thing, and like people probably do this sort of thing a lot because it's just low resistance, or it's easy to do. But it's like technically you want to allow, I think you want to allow a mix, I could be wrong, but I feel like you want to allow a mixed flags and positional arguments on a CLI, because that lets you write scripts and things like that a lot easier. Like if you have like a mix alias, for example. So I'm going to use that here. I'm going to say mix igniter hash.extract positional arguments, argv, and then we give it, oh, it's just this, yeah. So then what we get back are, we get back, couldn't find the mute button fast enough. What we get back is right here. We get back the positional args, so we get back like remaining. I'll just call this argv and positional. So now I can say name equals case positional. Right here. Yeah, okay. So here we'll say nil. Actually, we'll just say raise argument error. Mix igniter dot new requires. So we'll just say required argument positional. Yeah, that's good. So now, yeah, then we have this other one. Just says the first argument must be a project name that starts with a dash. I guess it's not really the first, let's say the first positional argument because we can support it actually being anywhere now. All right, let me change my local stuff to use this. What does this like? Igniter mix task, extract positional arguments. No, did I call it something else? Oh, positional args. Okay, let's just, copy the name. Did I spell it wrong? This is right, isn't it? Igniter.mix.task. Oh, it's not available. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's right. The way that this works is in the installer, we don't have all of these things. I need to move this function to be in what is shared. We have private deps compile. Okay, private shared utils. Okay. Ew. That's fine, we can do it like this and have module doc false. So now I need to here use the new module name. Okay. That, and then let me see, does this have in its mix.x, does it just have, should have both of these? Well, actually no, for it, it's already in its lib folder. So yeah, I think we should be good. Should go on do not disturb so I stop getting phone calls right into the microphone. Okay. That should work now. Wait, I need to use it here too. Okay, and now I can install my new one. And now if I do that same mistake I just did a second ago, where I don't include my app, I should get a nice error message. Yes, required positional argument, missing project name. And then if I say my app should do the right things. Oh yeah. Could not set working directory my app, no such file or directory. What have I done? Here. Specs. Oh, that is funny. Because what I did is I popped name off of argv before I call the nested installer. So I need to, I say with mix task, I run argv, needs to take the name first. All right. Hey, Juan, we are working on an Igniter installer for Ash authentication. So you can get like a push button installer for our authentication tooling. And right now I'm just fixing a small bug I found in Igniter before I get started on the meaty work. And we're also listening to some lo-fi jams. That's the other thing. That's maybe the more important thing. All right, so now if I do this, perfect. Cool. Igniter config nimble options docs is undefined. Oh, this is interesting. What have I done? All of this was working yesterday. Let's see, cd my app. I'm worried. I think I must have screwed. Oh, interesting. The real question is if something I did recently must have borked the Igniter install command. Let's see. Or the Igniter new. So now I bet if I say mix igniter.install ash, it'll work. And that's because yeah, I know what I did. Install, or did I leave this in place? No, Igniter new. No, I'm still using mixtask.run. And here, make steps compiled. Oh, shit. All right. Steps compile. It's probably... right. We had something in place before where the other one, let's see. The other one passes in the option that tells it that it's allowed to recompile Igniter. And this one tells it that it can't, and I remember having a problem with this, but let's just find out. So we'd say if options recompile Igniter. Ugh. Yeah, let's see. One.app. Okay. It's gonna probably, for this to be ready, it's gonna be. Can I move my video to the top left? Yes. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Let me see where. Okay, sorry, two questions at once. It's probably not going to be ready for you to do your thing, and you can just like follow the getting started guides, but I mean, it's hard to say with these things. All right, where should I move my video to? Actually, let's see. If I go to, probably top right, I think might actually be a little bit better because I rarely code on the top right side of my screen. Maybe I can make the chat window a little bit smaller. Would people prefer that? Let's see. Is this a little bit better maybe? Because I'm usually not coding up at the top up here. I'm usually down here. We'll see how it is. You guys can let me know. So the I can also just code on the left-hand side of this, which is probably another important thing. It's probably going to be a couple weeks. Well, I don't know. It might be a couple days. I guess so. It's up to you, man. You have to just see how it goes. All right. So if I do this, I think I'm going to have problems. And this is why I changed it in the first place. But if I say mix igniter, or no. igniter.mix archive.build enum.reject. All right, let's see how this does. So now if I say armed my app, maybe this will work. I don't know. Let's see. It just seems strange. Why would this happen? Because I recall having this problem. I mean, the docs are pretty good. I don't know if I'd call them great, but they're a work in progress. I do actually think with the installer, the whole Ash authentication framework is going to get a lot easier to understand. The main reason for that is there are two ways that you can get actions set up for Ash authentication. It can add them automatically under the hood, or you can define them yourself and it will validate them, which that's really nice. When it's very nice to be able to see the actions in the resource. And a lot of people have a lot of confusion about what are the actions they can take and what can they do, et cetera, et cetera. And so what we're going to do with the Igniter installer for Ash authentication is we're actually going to add, we're going to generate the actions into the resource. So that means it'll be obvious exactly what are the new actions that you have available to you, instead of the way it is right now where it can be kind of non-obvious. So, okay, so that worked. But what I need to see is, does it work if I say Ash JSON API? Because that was the reason that I had to roll that back in the first place. So let's see. Right, come on. Come on. So if that works, we will be able to get into the fun stuff. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine if we recompile those modules. Cross your fingers for me, folks. All right, let's see. Yeah, see, this was the problem. This was the problem that we had. And so it's like I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't, and I don't know what to do about this anymore. This was not trying to work on like nitty-gritty Igniter details, but I'm worried that I'm going to have to, because I don't even know what I would do here. I mean, I guess first things first, I can try to catch this exit. I don't think it's going to work. All right. Yeah, let's see. The other really annoying thing is that the feedback loop on this is really slow. Are you sure you want to replace it with? You know, it is kind of interesting actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, there is something that I have an idea that might this might be the case, which is force. We can say keyword.get ops force true. Oh wait, we also weren't recompile igniter wasn't actually being called. And I think what we can do now is in the installer, we don't need to use force, which I guess won't even really matter, but can't hurt to just try it here. No, depskit. Where's the freaking, oh, deps compile, duh. All right, so we'll say force false. And then in this, say keyword to get ops force true. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's build it. Did something stupid. Yep. I need to figure out a way to make my chat more visible to me, because currently it's like all the way on the right side of an ultra wide screen. So what do I do here? There's no like pop out button here. Probably just gonna have to live with it for now. That's fine. Okay. So now, okay, we built the archive, so we can reinstall it. And then we can try this again. I wonder if the force actually was part of it. No, because Igniter couldn't have been compiled. Yeah, I don't know. What we're doing here is pretty weird. And I started an email thread on the Elixir mailing list to try to see like if there could be some sort of core way or approved way of doing this where we basically there's just not a good setup right now in Elixir for like adding a new dependency and like having a running app or running node that can then like recompile everything in light of a new dependency added to the mix.x's file. And language servers need this, all sorts of things need this. And so we want to, you know, not all sorts of things, but a couple things need this. And so we're going to sort of see, I'm hoping that they add something for it, because what we're doing right now is very janky and seems pretty error prone, unfortunately. Well, yeah, we'll see. Ah, damn it. All right. Let's make sure that we're actually doing this. But we're gonna have the same problem that we had before, where if we, you'll probably see it. It's going to be too much context to give, unfortunately. So as soon as I get this to work, we're gonna have a different problem. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fix this or not today. But I kind of have to. Not really an option. Oh, I already did that. I guess the option is temporarily shipping a... Okay, so it says not recompiling Igniter. Interesting, I wonder... How does it do in Ignite? Oh, in Igniter new. Igniter install, no. How does it call igniter.install? You say mix.task.run. So that could be the problem, is that we need like a special... Let's just see what happens. It looks like it's only one pass at... Oh wait, now it's compiling Igniter. Yeah, this doesn't look right. Not recompiling igniter. Ugh. Okay, let's see. Are we getting to this step here? You can see my elite IO.inspect debugging skills at work here. That's why they're paying me the big bucks, right? All right. Let's see if this works. Now I need to regen. So I want to find out if we're getting to this step. And if we are, then actually this might be the trick, which is to tell it also not to compile igniter. Or what I might actually need to do, you know, this probably, okay, I could try this. No, we mix. Because we are passing the yes flag, and then I would say no use, no, use standard IO, I think, use false to allow actually like directly. So this might be the trick. I don't like it. There are some bugs. I've noticed some bugs in this use standard IO option. Anybody who has ever seen something like that is around, where it like ignores the first character getting input. It's just some wacky stuff. All right, but let's see. Are we getting... Okay, so that is pretty interesting. That it's... Yeah, this might actually solve the problem. Let's see. We don't... Yeah, yes, example. Okay. Okay. Let's clean this up a little bit. Okay. So now, yeah, that's going to still die, but I bet by mix, it does, I think it's going to break if somebody writes an igniter that ignores the --yes flag, but, you know, whatever. We'll just cross, I'll just tell people not to do that, I guess. Mix archive dot build, and then we can try this again, and then maybe we can move on. This works. What is interesting actually is if I do this, I do not need to do this. Let me actually let's just try this with that. Let me jump the gun here. That'll make things a little bit nicer. So right. We have to get the devs. I just realized this is royalty-free music, right? I mean, it has to be, because they were like... It says it's copyrighted. What does this mean? Uh-oh. I goofed. I'm not supposed to be reusing this music. All right. Let's find something else. Here we go. Found a new channel. Don't tell anybody. If anybody calls the cops, just let them know it was an accident. Okay. Mix archive.build. All right. Okay, this is gonna work, right, everybody? I believe in the heart of the cards. Get rid of this crap, because of course this didn't work. It was a link process exiting or something. Like, I don't think that was a catchable exit. Come on. I believe in you. So if this works, the interesting question is going to be, can I get rid of the in-depth compile? I have this where it does a force by default. I would love if I could get rid of that. Wait, what? How do we still have... Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Did I like forget to build or something? Because that means it's happening. Yeah, no, that's actually like, I don't think. Where did I have getting here? That was in that one task. No, so that is possible. Ah, shit. Let's see. I think that what I did before should actually have solved this problem, like, for real. And so I shouldn't need this crap. And I should be able to say false here. And maybe I'm just optimistic and feeling like I did something wrong. So we build a new archive. Right. We'll just take force out of it. Let's just see what happens. This is just trial and error debugging of a very difficult part of Igniter, which I thought I had set behind me, but I guess I didn't. All right, so I want to install this, yes. And now I want to make a new app, and this should go better because it should be the equivalent of CDing. Oh wait, am I doing a CD? In Igniter new, doing like a yeah, file.cd. Okay, so let's just see what happens. I guess I can kind of get started on this while we wait. All right, so Igniter, we're gonna need Igniter. For now, I'm just gonna use my local. Well, yeah. Why does this happen? It's like ASDF reshim maybe. Yeah, so it's still getting this. Okay, maybe I just never need to compile Igniter again somehow because of reasons. Let's find out. I'm just back in the same stupid Groundhog Day crap I was in the other day, trying to fix this. So what I'm talking about doing is actually, I'm just not using the new local Igniter. What do I have changed? I changed depth compile to not do force, and what that actually did is, okay, I need to tell it to use the local Igniter, otherwise it's not gonna let's try that. Hey Igor, thanks for stopping by. Igor's actually done a bunch, for those who don't know him, he's done a bunch of work on Igniter as well, and has his own project going that leverages it, which is a pretty cool project. Definitely worth checking out. Yeah, see, look, when I say mix compile, it says, don't have time for this. What is it? 27.0. -ODP 27. So here's the real question: is if this thing's gonna work? Come on, just do the right thing, you know? Like we're all ready to move on to the fun stuff. Okay, so now we need lib mix slash tasks slash, and then we need dash authentication dot install task. Solving X dependencies. Why does it keep? Yeah, I don't know. Let's just see. All right. Okay. So this is good. This worked on a full install. So now what we need to do to confirm that I didn't break anything is do a mxigniter.new like this without installing anything. And then we're going to cd into project. And then we're going to say mix. We want to do the same installer, so you just mxigniter.install ash postgres JSON. If this works, then I can push all this stuff and we can move up. See you later. I think tune out makes sense. Like you tune into a stream, you tune out to a stream. If you're saying that you're leaving, well, yeah, maybe we'll hop back on if you're still streaming. Yeah. So no, you used it right. Okay, let's add the depths and come on, machine, do the thing. Okay. This is where it used to fall apart. Well, no, actually, I think, yeah, maybe this is all working. Let's see. In business. Okay, cool. So so now what we're going to assume here, looks like it's working and we're groovy grapes. All right. So what did I change? I made mxigniter.new a little bit better. I changed that to use system.cmd. I removed the force true. All right. Remove force true from dep installation. Fix. What did I do? I get a better handling of positional args in igniter.new. And let's make sure that this, I'm going to publish a version of this so that I can just be using I need to publish a version of each of these things. Right. So this, yeah, basically what we're going to do, this is the part that I actually, wanted to spend time on, is now we can go look at the get started guide, and we're basically going to start writing the generator script that sort of does all the things. And what we're also going to do is, well, we're going to get started with just the basic setup, but we clearly need like options, like what strategies you're going to use to set up. And after that, there's another interesting aspect, which is actually, I don't think there is any strategy specific setup required in Ash Authentication Phoenix. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. We're just going to start at the beginning and end at the end, and see where we get. All right. So what we do here is we make skitops.release to get a new version of Igniter going. And then we publish it, which theoretically CI would do for me, but I'm impatient. All right, and then we're going to go into the installer. The installer is a bit more manual. Igniter new, or just installer x.axis. We just publish this one directly. All right. So we should be good on that front. I'm going to, yeah, now we can do the fun stuff, I hope. And I should actually, install hex igniter new, get the new version of that set up. Cool. And now part of the stuff we want is up at the top of the screen where you won't be able to see it, but I'm just gonna, maybe I'll try to remember that. I don't know. Or just not use splits in the same way. Let's see if we can just make some space. All right, let me let people know that we're actually working on the fun stuff now. Yeah, now we get to do the fun bit. All right, so step one is in our installer. We have this igniter, and we know this is what we also want to do, which is we want to do tabs open, and then we want to have manual, and everything inside of here is going to be choosing your, yeah, okay, this is an example. This one's kind of interesting. Yeah, see, this is where it gets a little tricky, because it's like, I think what exactly, this is an example of setting up password, I think. I don't even know if we want the example in here like this anymore, because yeah, this is a tough one. Let's think. Think. For now, I mean, there's not, yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking about. So, is there a setup? Is there a password when you go to the password MD? Oh wait, is there not a tutorials get started? Oh, so this is basically the example password setup, right? So I think what we actually want is that this, you have to fix this. There's a lot more like guides here that are kind of like It's a lot less like how setting up Ash Postgres is, where it's like linear, and for the most part, and this is like a kind of choose your own adventure guide. And so we have to figure out a way to split this up. My thought here is that this is actually stuff that should just go in the password setup. So I'm going to make a guide called password. And then this stuff here is token resource. This is actually the getting, okay. This stuff without the, yeah. Where is it? This stuff, there's like a separate, this is actually in the getting started guide. This is the manual version of this. So we have manual, which has this, and this is going to be something like, create authentication, domain, and resources. Yep. You can skip this step if you don't want to use tokens, in which case remove the tokens DSL section in the user resource below. Yep, okay. So now we're just going to tell them. Yeah. Okay. So in get started, I didn't think I was going to be reorganizing docs, but that does kind of seem like what has to happen at the start. So after they create their tokens, we find our user resource. We need this whole thing. Okay, we need the whole thing here. Yeah, I see. See what we need. We need this whole thing, but we're gonna not add the password specific stuff to it. So these things are password specific. So okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna tell them to in password, we're going to say ensure that your resource has or we'll just say something like add an email field. I mean, you don't have to use email, but we'll just leave it like this. We're gonna add an email and hash password attributes to your resource. So that looks like this. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a good way to do it. And then we'll say configure the password section, strategy, we'll just say add the password strategy. And then we'll remove Postgres. We should include this here, say ensure that email is unique. Add an email or username. Ensure that the email or username is unique. So we'd say like okay, and then here we'd say strategy, figure it to use the email or username as the identity field. Juan is saying, oh yeah, it does require new live views, but it is, you don't have to necessarily use Ash Authentication Phoenix to get all the benefits. Like you can write your own views and use the actions that come with it, but it is a little bit like, it's not nearly the same like quick start, get a view immediately type situation. So yes, you do have to do that. It's probably the best way to do it. Assuming there, you know, depending on how big your app is and how much updating you have to do, that I would just suggest updating. I think the tokens resource, we're just going to say, we're going to leave that out. We're just going to include that in the base setup. So, okay. Yeah, so now this stuff. Wait, what? Okay. So this, we should put this as part of the basic resource generation. Oh, it already is. Okay. So token generation. Oh. Where does that go? And we already have so if you have token generation enabled, which I think you need that for password to work. Let's see. If you have token, can you do password authentication without? I mean, yeah, no. I think I might. Let me just make a little comment here. Should not be committed. Source control. Secrets management. I'll just copy this little note that James put in here, which is, I'm just going to say, see the note below on secrets management. So do I still have that somewhere? Choose your extent. Okay, we'll say. Because I think it's safe to assume folks want tokens. I've never set up Ash Authentication without tokens. So we're just going to see the note below on secrets management. We can address this a little bit later, but it's fine. So for now. No, okay, now this is actually. This plugs and routing is not a password specific. Well, is it? myapp.auth plug. No, it's not. So this is a way to do it without Phoenix. Yeah, if you're using Phoenix, you can skip this section and go straight. Okay, so this does belong in these things. Okay. These things belong in here. If you're using Phoenix, you can skip this section and go straight to, okay, you can skip this section and go straight to integrating Ash Authentic, but technically, and we'll have it put differently, say, skip this section and go straight and go to, after selecting, or after setting up one or more of the authentication strategies listed at the bottom of this guide. Okay, so we're not going to do this in this guide. We're not going to include this. We aren't defining any authentication strategies here. Note that this setup is used for all strategies. Once you have done this, you can follow one of the strategy specific guides at the bottom of this page. Okay. So again, we don't need identities here. I think we're just going to tell them to do this. We don't need to use the if using policies thing because there's no danger. Okay, why doesn't it want to uncomment these? Oh, watching somebody write documentation must be riveting material, but I'm not, I mean, I just have to split it up in such a way that I can script it. Like I have to have it sort of arranged in such a way. Yep. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. If using our Postgres. And then here we're going to say actually, I'm just going to say at the top that we are assuming for this guide for this tutorial look at that. Just put one line at the top. Now I have a lot less work to do. Okay, so yeah, this is plugs and routing. So if you're using Phoenix, I guess I should actually put this at the, yeah, I should put this at the bottom. I should, yeah. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to say, right. So, yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be really good. So these need to be, I think these need to be 4 headers though. Yeah, 4 headers. That's funny, 4 headers. To fit into the page structure. And then down here. So we're not gonna actually price configuration sensitive settings for the job. Okay, we'll leave this. But this needs to have we need a link to the Get Started guide. So we have this in tutorials/password.md. Okay. We don't have a setup guide. You can see the documentation in. So this needs to be. Okay, I see that this is not what I thought. These are like different extensions, but what we actually want, I don't think we want this here. You can see those. All right, let me just undo this fucking, okay. So this should really, see, like some of these you wouldn't act like, I guess it's just out of date, but like you wouldn't token resource and user identity. Yeah, we have to have, yeah, exactly. Mentioning doc serving development, we have to have this sort of align with the installers that we're working on. And basically what I need to do here is, like, in the context of this guide, what it makes sense is that you would actually want to, like, this would be like choose your strategies and add-ons, right? And then we would have something like strategies. I think I'm actually just going to do, like, you know, password. And that's not, thanks Copilot. Documentation slash tutorials slash password. We'd say like auth, well, let's just say GitHub. And then Google. And then magic links. Magic links is just 2 words. And then auth 0. And then for OAuth, call it generic OAuth because that works with like anything. We will say we're going to link to, it's kind of annoying. How does this work? Like if I want to make a link to the URL for a module, I don't think I can do this, right? Like, just do it like this. Is that the name of it? Ash authentication.strategy. Yep. Okay. I think it makes sense for there to not be as much exposition on these individual things here as there is, like, you know, we just link to a guide. Like if this is what you want, go there. You don't need to see like as much detail here. So we'll say, okay, confirmation. Okay, so what does this look like if I'm doing this? Let's just, because I'm thinking, so for confirmation might need a little bit of, is the confirmation guide kind of give you a little, this is a quick tutorial on how to what? How to configure application to enable confirmation or something of it. Okay, let me copy the bit from confirmation down here. All right, so I don't think we need to explain token resource here. You can go there if you need to. We tell you to set that up for all of the things. So user identity makes sense though to be up here, right? So this would be this. There is no tutorial for this though, so this will have to be kind of like this. And then we're gonna say because I think if user identity default user identity is resources user store information, not many to many, but for those provides which support it, providers that support it, I think. Flash authentication and automatic refreshing of tokens. Okay. So no need to find any attributes, extension. Okay, so we're going to say for supporting say and then like in refresh. Or let's do it like this. Confirming changes to user accounts via email. Okay. All right. You don't need to describe this. Okay, hash authentication.strategy.password. This one is explained in the guide, it's fine. People know what that is. Okay, so OAuth 2. This should just be described in that OAuth 2 module. Say any OAuth 2, because the whole point is if you were doing GitHub, Google, or Auth0, you would not use OAuth 2. Yeah. Center for using okay, this is fine. So choose your strategies on and add-ons. Yeah, I guess maybe we should put this. So this plugs and routing stuff is general to everything. So maybe we will actually put this up here. You're using, okay, skip to section. This is the part that's weird. If you're a user and you're going through this guide, you've just set up your first strategies. You do need them to work. It's like, makes me think this should be below it. This is a tough one. Okay, okay, here we go. We can make this a little bit better. So this supervisor needs to go right after we add the token resource. All right, that should be good. So now the only thing that's left here is, let's generate our plug. So this, we can put, so after you choose your strategies and add-ons, now we're going to say, you know, like we'll say connect to or set up your Phoenix or plug application. Okay. Alrighty. We have our general shape of our guide now, and we have this new password guide that it does actually matter. So the reason that I've been kind of splitting this up this way, this is a little bit of an ugly guide, but there's not much to do for password authentication. Okay, so now what we can do is we can get started on the general, this is general setup that you do all the time. And we can do that in the installer regardless, and then we're going to support a. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good point. And I think we have this documented here. Yeah. Okay. So this should be in the getting started guide, and maybe even above the generic OAuth. Let's see here. I guess should I just say like, is it capital? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate that. You know, I'm actually curious. Is it a thing like in the States when somebody's named Jonathan, for example, they go by John? Is that something that happens in Europe too? My dad and my grandfather both named John, and they go by different names. Let's see. Yes. All right. So now we can do our thing. We can say igniter Johnny. Okay. You know. So firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to add. Actually, for the password resource, this is kind of interesting. I just realized, do we have a hard dependency on bcrypt? We do. Huh. But I assume we only use this for the password strategy. This will have to be a 5.0. We have to do a major version release to change this, but because we have a hash provider, yeah, I wish I could change this, but probably what I'm going to do actually is, in anticipation of a release where we remove bcrypt as a hard dependency and make it optional, I'm going to. So first, I'm going to open an issue. Let me see. Is there already one? I would say make bcrypt optional in 5.0. Since I guess the logic here is since the hash provider is optional, or it can be configured, we should make bcrypt an optional dependency. Okay, I found the mute button in time. That time. All right, an optional dependency. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. That's all. There's not much more detail required than that. So with that in mind, I'm going to. I don't know why my language server isn't working. It's like not running at all. Do I have it set up? Okay, so it's running now. All right, logs. Yes. Okay, let's. Let's restart it and see what's going on. So adds, I think we call this add steps, and then we can say bcrypt, and what do we require for bcrypt 3.0? Okay, bcrypt elixir. So now this will just make it easier for when people upgrade to the next major version, they will already have bcrypt elixir in their dependency tree, which is just a nice little quality of life thing. Is it gonna, I don't know, it gives me struct completion or not here, but so that's step one, although it's technically not even in the guide. Maybe I will tell them to, maybe I'll put this in the password setup guide as well. So say this step is not strictly necessary, but in the next major version of hash authentication, bcrypt will be an optional dependency. This will make that upgrade slightly easier. That's all you need. Yep, okay. So now we need to import deps. Igniter.project.formatter.import dep hash authentication. So now we actually can start playing with this thing. So what this will look like is I can go to my app, this little app that we've made, and I've installed some packages in it. Now I can say mix igniter.install hash authentication. What's this yelling at me about? Oh, I should have a module. That's fine. And then I can say at path. Let's give me my app. Okay. So this will use a local package and run the installer for it. So this is actually, yeah. So now if I say yes, then what should happen is I should see that it will prompt me to, it should prompt me to add this bcrypt elixir dependency. And then it should also prompt me to add the igniter dependency, or to add this dependency to my .formatter. Okay, so we'll say yes, you can do that. Right now it has to recompile, unfortunately. It's just the way of the world. I think I can fix it, but it's just a weird setup right now. I guess I should see if anybody's chatting on YouTube. They should come to the Algora TV stream, but can't hurt to chat. Oh shit, what did I do? Let's see, my channel. All right, we've got some folks in the what the fuck? All right, we've got some folks in the YouTube chat. Just FYI, you got to go through to the Algora TV link if you want me to see your chat. I'm not monitoring YouTube. Okay. So what did I do? I broke something. Igniter.project.import dep igniter.project.formatter. Is that not right? Or is this that same? Yeah, this is the same problem. Son of a bitch. Same problem we had with running AshJSON API. that I could have sworn I fixed. So I need to go back to this and now if I fixed it or not. It's just the way this, it only happens once and then you like can't get it to happen again, I don't think. All right, well, it proposes adding the dependency. That's nice. It didn't need to modify these dependencies, so that's didn't do it because we already committed those changes earlier. So let me see if this happens again. Actually, no, I just had a thought. Why? AshJSON API does have an explicit dependency on here, right? Yeah, it does. All right. Well, maybe I guess that fixes the bug, but I do need to go back and find out if that breaks the installer, which is a pain, but. To say mix igniter dot new like this. All right, no whammies. Find out. So this did work. This import dep worked. All right. So the next thing is we need to generate a domain. So we have, this is where this kind of comes into play. It's pretty cool. We can say ash.domain.igniter. I think that should be .igniter. Oh, I need to update the ash dependency. Yeah, that'll do it. It's probably not going to autocomplete that yet. Domain/igniter. So we have this add resource reference. We have gen.domain. That's actually what I want. So yeah, we have an ignore if exists option. So this is perfect. We can use this as is. So this is where Igniter gets cool. And it only took us like 2 hours to get here, but igniter.project or igniter.compose task ash.gen.domain. So here's what we want to do basically. We want to create a domain called myapp.accounts. So first we're going to igniter.project.module. Yeah, see, I can't remove the force true. Okay, maybe I can. If I go to, I just don't understand why this happens. Only when compiling. All right, let's just try this. So in the, you can see this is me constantly jumping around, changing context. This is like literally my whole life. All right, so what we want to do is we want to say in igniter new I don't see how this is gonna work, but we can try it. So we're gonna say igniter and install args, and we're gonna add here no compile igniter, which is just ridiculous, but it's fine. And then now when we call deps compile, say recompile igniter equals not no. Actually, I think I can say no compile igniter not in argv. So I need the argv here. So I have argv here. I have igniter ops. So annoying. That's actually fine. So instead of argv, I'm going to say, I'm just going to pass in ops. So then we're going to say this should default to true. And then in install here, we should have there should be a place where we call, we have this, utility. Yeah, here we go. So we're going to say recompile igniter. No compile igniter not in argv. Okay, so with all these things together, now only when running in this one particular context. Oh, you know what? You know what, dude? This is such an easier way to do this. Let me get rid of all this crap. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. What do I have changes? I don't need any of this stuff. Okay. So obvious. All right, we're gonna remove this force true as well. What else do I have? I have this, yeah, igniter.neo. The thing that needs to happen for things not to be borked when running is I just need to say mixdeps.compile. I bet this solves the whole problem. Okay, so now build the archive. And then in here, I'm going to go say install the archive that I built. I'm going to run my command that failed, and all will be well with the world. Theoretically, if this like fails to compile the deps or something, they could be left in a weird state, but I don't know. At least the happy path will be nice. I really did not expect when I started with this, with Igniter, that this would be the hard part. The code patching, the source code manipulation, all that stuff, easy. I can do that with my hands tied behind my back. But managing this like iterative process of patching a dependency and then recompiling has been just been a nightmare. So this is, we need to get the name of their, and we go to Igniter, we go to module, there is it's called like module name. Yeah, so we can just say module.module name, counts. And this will give us like, their app prefix. So we'll call this counts domain equals, and then we're going to say compose this, we'll say toString, or well, inspect. And then we're going to add ignore if exists. So we're going to generate the domain. And now, let's see, did my thing work? It did. Beautiful. So the other thing that we need to see now is if I go into my app and I say mxigniter.install. Like this, we should not get that error when compiling AskJSON API. Please. So anxious about this going well. So I'm like, we have all this exciting stuff happening over here, and I'm having to deal with this instead. And I hate that. Okay, moment of truth is coming up any second now. Come on, don't do it. Oh no! Why does this happen? Why? Explain it. Make it make sense. It just doesn't make any sense. I guess okay. Here's what I could do. In the specific task for igniter.install. Yeah, okay, yeah, this will work. Hey, we have this like at requirements. Does that not work? I don't know, let's just say mix. All right, let's try this again. It's gonna be like the most boring stream ever. All right, so this should work. I don't need to reinstall the. Yeah, I don't need to reinstall the thing. So we just do this. Okay, so while that works, we can make some more progress over here. So we've added we're generating a domain. Now we're going to generate, okay, actually, before it wants us to add an extension to the list of installed extensions. All right. So this one's kind of interesting. This should be a helper, like a utility in Ash Postgres. However, yeah, actually, no, we can do this. What it would look like is something like this. Say something like add. I think it's just this CI text. You don't technically need that for case insensitive matching, but we want them to have it. So that's fine. We don't need this either. This is not in newer versions of Ash. You don't need this. So what we will do is we say add side text extension. And what this would look like, we'll say if code.ensure loaded Ash Postgres. Then add side text extension. Will look like this. Else add SciText extension will do nothing. I mean, I'm wondering maybe we should just, no, it's, we could say something about, could emit a message that we're not doing it because Ash Postgres isn't set up, but I'm kind of feeling like, I think we shouldn't, because it's like not everybody's using it. Yeah, I don't know. We can always tweak that later. All right, so now if I see my app and I say mix igniter, okay, well, let's make this turn an igniter so that this doesn't blow up. And then I say, okay, this should not blow up because the first thing we should do is the thing that would fix it, which is we run mixdeps.compile. Please, come on. I mean, that's what I thought we were doing with the add dependencies anyway, and it didn't, or at requirements or whatever it was, but it didn't work. So actually, now that I think about it, like, why would this work? If at requirements, which does exactly the same thing, didn't work, why would this work? We're gonna have the same problem. But what's so strange is like the thing's been compiled, but it's unloaded for whatever reason. The modules just aren't available, but you can load them. And I don't know why you would ever get in a situation where that had happened. Well, no. Oh wait, this is, now it's happening for, yeah, I mean, this makes sense. It's happening for our new thing, but that is the name of it, right? I'm not just crazy. Module, yeah, igniter dot, oh shit. No, I was just being dumb. I think I just, no, it was a typo. It was a typo that just wasted like how much of my life. Ugh. That is so brutal. I hate that so much. Wow. I don't even think I need any of that crap that I was doing in Igniter. Oh, that's so brutal. What was I doing? What did I change? Yeah, I think I can just undo this. And then I do think I want this particular change though, this one where we say, yeah. So this one, that's fine. All right. Wasn't a full waste. We did get one reasonable change out of it. Let's actually have some more fun. All right. So we are generating the domain properly. You can see how like configures it in the domains list. We got our import depths. That's great. So the next thing that we want to do is, what do we want to do next? We're working on this Ash Postgres thing, and this should actually live in Ash Postgres. So we want to, whoa. Okay, keyboards shortcut's not working. We want to, what are you doing? Go on, computer, you're drunk. It's a good question. The no depths loading. Wait, what does no depths loading do? I mean, I'm assuming that doesn't like load. Well, loading is, I think, a conflated term in certain contexts. Like, I mean, I don't know. We got it working for now, but I haven't considered that flag before, and it's a good point. All right, let me go check this out. Thank you for the link. Yeah. So no deps loading. Does it document that anywhere? But that's in makes test run compile. That'll be in compile probably. This stuff is kind of, honestly, like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but this stuff can be kind of a bit of a rat's nest because these options are passed all around, and like knowing where they're used is really complicated. Like, it's not actually, doesn't appear in this context. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna put that on my my short list here of things to look at. No deps loading, because that could be the source of like a fair bit of weirdness. Okay, so do we have an igniter in here? We do not have an igniter file yet. So this is the general pattern for your library to share code, to share like igniter related code, is to just have like, I mean, this is standard, it's how you share code in any context, but we tend to call them like, you know, something.igniter. So if you have one for your whole library, you might just say ash postgres.igniter, right? But then, for example, in ash, we have like ash.resource.igniter and ash.domain.igniter. So those are like code generation functions related to the thing in question. So I can say code mods and utilities for working with Ash, Postgres, and Igniter. So we're going to have called an add extension. We'll call this add Postgres extension, I guess. And we're going to get a repo name. We're going to take it here, and then we're going to get an extension. So now what we can do is we can say igniter.code.module. And what this looks like is module. We have find and update or create module. We don't want to create it. We just want to find and update module. And I think it's safe for this function to just assume that the module exists. Like that the repo name exists. Maybe actually to sort of solve for this, yeah, we should do something like, we'll do something like ensure repo, have like a function called like repo select repo igniter, or yeah, ash postgres igniter.select repo. Now that I think about it, we'll do it like this. And then we're going to say we don't want to select the repo. We just want to get a default repo. Because right now when you generate a resource, I don't think you can provide a repo argument. Right now it assumes a repo name. Maybe we should actually fix that while we're at it. So in data layer, we have def install. And what we can do here is we can say repo equals, so we should parse these. Option parser dot, what do I want, dot parse. And we'll do switches. It'll be like options. argv switches repo string, and then we'll say options repo. So we need to do case options repo nil repo, and then we do igniter.code.module.parse, which I think is what that's called also. Def parse, yeah, just parse, not with an exclamation point. All right, right, so then what we want is we need to select a repo. So that also needs to exist in Ash Postgres. What is there changes to this guide? What have I done? Okay. So in our igniter function, we need select repo. So this would be igniter repo name. And we actually have logic for this in igniter itself. Or similar logic in our Phoenix specific. We have some utilities built into igniter for working with Phoenix because I guess maybe I made an assumption, but I don't think Phoenix wants igniter specific code quite yet. I think they would need to get pitched on the idea in general. Okay, so select router. And this will be like, yeah. Move routers. Okay. Let's try just copy all this stuff in and start at the top. Select repo. Which repo should be used? Start with that. That's a decent default. That's what we need right now. So list repos l.io.select. So these will be list repos, move to repo use, move to repo use. All right, so this will be move to function call zipper use. Yeah, so we want to find a place where they are using, in this one we can just say ash postgres.repo. Oh, we don't care about this part. And we can also use a new thing that somebody added. I think Igor added this one, argument equals. Yeah, he did. So that way we can just say ash postgres.repo. Wow, we're actually writing code now instead of debugging crazy random crap. Really, this just looks like this. Okay, so this will list, is there any Phoenix stuff? Did I accidentally leave anything in here that, no, any router? No. So this right here should select our repo. So what I also need to test this out in our thing is I need to be putting ash Postgres at the local dependency, so we can try this. All right, so we have our list repos. So now we've got our igniter repo. I guess let's just see if that's working. We'll just return the igniter, but let's say so in my app I can say this and we should get some stuff. Helps if I don't have a typo. Yes, find an update module doesn't exist. Back to my app and so what we should see is that our single repo that we have, myapp.repo, should be selected automatically. Yep, perfect. Perfect. All right. So now we can actually do this part. So we say find an update module name. We're going to assume that the repo name exists. They got it from select repo, right? And we're going to, I think this just takes a zipper. Yep. All right. So now we need to go to the function. Do we have I think we have like a move to def. Yeah, move to def. Yep. So igniter.code.function.move to def, and we're looking for where they define installed extensions 0. So we'll say with And then we're going to look for if I move to def, does it take me into the do block? Move to do block. It does. Okay. Frank's mentioning the yeah, having more input features and stuff. I agree. I think OWL is, I think it's, yeah, there's more things that I would like to have added to it, but it's a really nice, like, lightweight tool, which you know what you were saying basically. But what I think you had told me about OWL originally. I would really like for it to be like if we had like all the fancy crap and the, yeah. All right, so we're gonna say this should actually just be, there should just be a list. So we can just say igniter.code.list.append new to list. Then we're gonna say okay zipper. Else we're gonna then say could not add installed extension to oh, you know, it's actually okay. This isn't quite right, because if they don't have, yeah, okay, we need to do this a little bit differently. We say case. So if they do have an installed extension, right, then we're going to installed extensions list, then we're going to use it. Nicholas is asking how to filter by relationship. Query.filter. You mean like, well, technology. You can do like ash.query.filter. So if you have like a, you know, comment resource, you can say like post.author equals or .author.id equals 10, for example. So you just refer to them. You refer to the related things with like this, right? So kind of how you say filter text equals 10 or text equals hello or whatever, and you can just list. You can just refer to related things. I think that answers your question. Not sure. Yeah, so that many-to-many works too. So like in your case, you're saying organization, you want to get like the organizations where they have that technology ID. You can just say I should go to filter technologies dot ID equals technology ID. Like that. Could work. Depending on how you set it up. I really hate that I can't get this chat bubble to show up closer to my... Okay, so I do it this way. It's a little bit closer. Yes, yeah, you... No. You would do... If you have... Oh, you have a list of IDs? Well, if you only have one ID, you would do it like this. Technologies.id. If you think about it in like a... This is like a truth statement. You could say technologies.id in technology IDs if you had like multiple of them. But so like this is a kind of shorthand in a way for this exist which you can also do it this way. They're slightly different, but the important bit is this matches like where any of the technologies ID equals the technology ID that you have. Oh, you have to use a pin to like bring in the technology ID into the query, but you can say exist technologies ID equals technology ID also. These are like functionally equivalent, although technically slightly different. So All right. Yes. So if we do have one, now we can say case now if they don't have this function, then we're just going to say igniter.code.func or we need to move to, I mean, this Copilot helped me out if it wants to give me the extent. Okay, whatever. There we go. But we do need to move to the right place for this to work. Where does it want to put that? Okay. Because we don't want to just add def installed extensions like at the very top. We want to, I guess, yeah, we can move. We are inside the module body, so we want to move to the either to the first defined function or is that what we want to do? Or do we want to just go like all the way, like add it to the bottom of the file? That's probably easier. So we'd say something like zipper equals zipper.rightmost. And then I think rightmost ought to work. Let's find out. Can't hurt to just run this. And then, yeah, and then we're going to add this. Yeah, that ought to do it. All right. So in Ash Postgres, no, in Ash Authentication, we can now use this to say igniter Ash Postgres igniter dot add, what did I call it? Add Postgres extension. Maybe I'll just say add extension because no, I'm gonna say add Postgres because extension is used by Ash a lot. Like that as a word. I think it's just, let's make this a lot like clearer. Add Postgres extension repo side text. All right, let's just see how this goes. See what happens. So in my, okay, I already have an installed extension. So let's start by seeing if I don't. Unexpected option else in case, that's right. I remember where I did that, right here. Right, also screwed that up. This needs to be igniter.code.module. All right. Lovely little error message. Just tiny little thing. What the okay. Add Postgres extension 3 does not exist. Oh, duh, this needs to take the igniter. Move to def2 is undefined. It starts with a zipper. Yes, I did mean that. All right, so it adds the function properly, and then if we have it, it should add it to the list. Yep. And then if there is one already there, it should add it to the list. Or it should not do anything. And then finally, if it's not a list, it should tell me about it. It should be like, I couldn't do that, you need to do it yourself. Okay. That actually is kind of, how do I, oh, I guess, okay, I can just do it like this. The first thing isn't a list. Could not add installed extension side text. Okay, I should inspect the repo module. Okay. Beautiful. That looks great. I'm happy with that. So let's just make it what it actually is. Yeah, this is right. All right. Put it back to what it started as. So now that we've installed the side text, oh yeah, we also need, using Igniter, we would just say, no, mix igniter.install ash authentication. So this one is going to be unlike the other ones. For Igniter, this is the plan I'm thinking is we're going to have install the extension, and then we're going to have select add-ons or something like this. We'll have like dash dash add-ons dash dash strategies. Something like this, potentially. So when you install Ash Authentication, you know, you'll be able to select which one of these things you want to set up, or a list of them. Alternatively, it might be mixed like Ash Authentication dot patch dot, you know, add-ons. The current song, I have no, this is like a 24/7 Japanese lo-fi radio channel, and I don't think they tell me what the songs are. But I can provide a link at least in the chat to this channel, and maybe somewhere in there they put like the song history. I'm not sure. All right. So we might also have something like, you know, dot add. I guess add-on sounds weird, but you know, we could do it like this. One of these two things. So we'll have to figure that out. But for now, we can just stick with the with what we're doing. So we've created the domain. We've added the side text extension. Yes, Mikolas, you probably need to, you're missing require ash.query in the file that you're using this in, because ash.query.filter is a macro. So you just need to require, kind of like you need to like require ecto.query to do it, to build an ecto query. Okay, so this says you can skip this step if you don't want to use tokens. I'm gonna just remove this case. I'm just gonna say you do. It's easier to remove this later than it is to like get confused about why it doesn't work. Yeah, that's my pleasure, Mikolas. I imagine you're probably on a stream right now, which is kind of funny. Stream collabs. I guess it's complicated about if that's not mentioned in the docs. Like the docs show that it's a macro, and it's like, that's how macros work in Elixir in general. So like we could put, in the docs, like don't forget to require this, but typically it's like, it's separate, it's in a separate place in the docs. It says like macro hash query. Yeah, it's hard to say. We'll say setup token resource. All right. Yeah, now we're gonna do this one. So this one's kind of interesting. We're gonna say igniter.compose task hash.gen.resource. And this is where things get really cool, by the way. This is nice. We can say, we can pass the dash extend option, and we'll say extend, we can say Postgres, comma, ash authentication dot token resource, comma, ash dot policy dot authorizer, right? And it's going to figure out, oh yeah, I need to inspect token resource. So this will be like token resource So yeah, I'm probably going to want user resource, say user resource at some point. So the only thing that we won't be able to do, this is going to set up the repo properly and all that sort of stuff. Now that I think about it, though, in Ash Postgres, it should be using that that select repo. Here, say repo. What is it? Oh, wait. Igniter. What does it do right now? If it select, okay, it's gonna return nil. Okay, so we should say go equals repo or igniter dot yeah. So we actually want okay. We want to be able to say generate true like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have it's gonna be ops instead of that. We'll say label equals keyword dot get ops label. All right, so now we want to say generate equals ops generate false, and we'll say if generate do, and then we're going to want to generate a repo, and so we will say igniter so say repo equals igniter.code.module name repo. We'll say igniter.code.module.create, I think is what we're looking for. Man, it's so getting everywhere. All right, f create. No, actually, this would just be do we not have a function to just create a module? That's crazy. So let's find our org create. It's here. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. We'll say just call this create. Whatever. That's what the other functions are doing. So we'll say contents, not context. A new module, a new file and module and its property location. Okay, so now did I close the loop on that, or did I tap to create module? Are we using ops? Yeah, ops path. All right, that's good. Okay. So now we can say dot create module repo or igniter. Repo. What does that return? Does that return? Create module returns. Create just the igniter. Okay, perfect. So we actually already have this. Now that I think about it, we have this in install. repo. So we probably want to, yeah, okay, I guess this makes sense. So for us, we know we're just creating it. It is an interesting question. We should probably have this like centralized somewhere, but yeah, fuck. Okay, let's do it. Say at default repo contents. And then upstairs here at the top. So now we want to return this. Actually, I want to do this the other way around. This should live here. So then okay. So now in what am I looking for? Oh, in Igniter. No. Postgres Igniter. Jeez. This can be I can't I'm dumb. Can't be a module attributes or module attribute because it has this it needs this. Duh. So this is now okay. So back in install default needs to take ODPF. Okay. Where does that come from? App name. Yep. All right. Now we're creating the repo with the with the default repo contents. Actually, just do this like this. I will say okay. So now select repo can. Oops, throw my microphone around. Select repo can create a repo as well if we wanted to. So now in hash authentication, we have our generate true. Is that the name of the option that we've actually used? Generate with a question mark. This needs that. Okay. So select repo generate true. That means we always get a repo back from this, and we want to make sure that we need to make sure that we need to make sure that we're using this repo. So that actually affects the arg. So we'll say probably something like this: Postgres args. Maybe I'm actually going to say data layer args. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just say igniter resource args. Okay, then we're going to call this setup data layer. Repo. So now we need okay. Yeah. And then repo. And then otherwise, since we're not setting this up for any of the other data layers, we're going to say igniter will just return. Okay. So then this will be like this, plus we actually want to, do we want to thread through the additional argv? I'm not sure. We don't know. Let's just guess for now and say we do want to do that. Okay. Let's find out. Let's see how this goes. So theoretically, I'm pretty sure I have like 5 bugs in all this that I just but what this ought to do now is it should generate a token resource using these things, and it should set the repo to the selected repo module, which is actually not going to matter in most cases, like almost any case, but let's just see what happens. Am I going to get a token resource or not? Let's see. Dependency decrypt elixir. Oh wait, which sat solver would you like to use? Oh, because I'm extending with, oh wow, I forgot I did that. Okay, I should, this needs a, okay, this needs a better message that's in Ash Core. Policy, Ash.policy authorizer requires a sat solver. Which would you like to use? It's just small, but gonna like, you know, maybe be less confusing. Yes, setup data layer needs, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, so let's go with simple sat for now. I really need to get these recompilations down so it doesn't take forever to run an igniter task. Inflex.pluralize is undefined. How is that possible? It's going to be the same type of thing. Make steps like compile is going to do it, isn't it? I'm going to do this. So this must be that thing that you were talking about. Johnny was talking about -- no depths loading. Is there, can I turn that off? Can I tell it not to do that? Is that a thing? But we tell it, we say like include children. And I don't know. Let's just see what happens. See if that actually does work like I think it was. I'm just gonna have to make that a later problem. Can't keep fucking around with the igniter dependency weirdness. Okay. So we've generated our tokens resource. So in our getting started guide, one thing that is interesting is, I believe, yeah, this is where we're going to try to make things easier for but easier for users to understand, which is in the token resource extension. There are all these transformers, token resource / transformer, right? And what this does is this adds a bunch of stuff that your resource needs to have optionally. And instead, right, what we've been doing, instead of letting this be implicit, we are going to make it explicit when you install with hash authentication, with Igniter. And so I don't want to update all the guides to make it explicit too. It just makes it like really complicated, but for now, let's just do this. So this wants a JTI field that is primary key. And so what that should look like, let's put these all in there online, I guess. Shouldn't that, oh, okay. But why is it? I don't know why it's got to do all these things. Anyway, so we are going to say -- attribute JTI string primary key, and that should perfect. And let's just, I guess while we're being iterative about it here, let's just keep running it. -- repo missing argument of type string. Ooh. Hash Postgres. We have an option parser. Parse. Where is it? Yeah, it is here. I thought option. Oh, I guess I'll just do it like this. That's right. Okay. I don't know why. So Frank, the validations actually do always run. It's an interesting one to disable the transformers entirely. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. I think for now, what I'm going to do right now is just I'm not making any changes to the way that it actually does it. I'm just all of the things that that it either adds or validates, I'm just going to add them manually, and it will still validate that they're set up correctly. So and we can actually see that here in a second. I'd be willing to bet. So if I do yeah, now it should. Why does it keep? Okay, so it didn't do. Oh, it always trips me up. That syntax of everything being a list item makes sense though. So cool. So now I don't want to accept it, but if I were to go in and change this to not be primary key, I believe it would actually assert that that it has to be a primary key, and I would get an error. So you're kind of protected both ways, or you're protected from making accidental changes. So let's see. There is no way to do. So we need writable true public. Okay, we can say public. Allow no false. We can say required. But I think that's it. I don't think that we can say. I don't think that we can currently say. Let's see, hash.gen.resource. So we have primary key. Okay, so we should add a sensitive one here. can add sensitive to relationships as well. Yeah. So modifiers. Okay, so now I need to make sure that I am using local ash, which I am not right now, I don't believe, yeah. Okay, so now if I do, oh, I'm already here. It should generate it as a, does it say public? Did I read that wrong? I guess, yeah, because it's primary key. It doesn't actually matter, but it does need to be public because it's writable and all that sort of stuff. You don't put these over an API or something. It doesn't really matter. So now we should get a matching resource or a matching attribute with this. It says validate JTI field. Oh, so maybe it type string allow nil sensitive primary public. Yeah, okay, it should be fine. My camera's stuck. Interesting. But my audio is still coming through, I assume, right? Let's see. Can I like turn my camera off? Testing. Let's see. How do I like reconnect and disconnect my camera? Oh. Is it gonna work again or what's going on? Oh. Frozone. It's doing this to me. Come on. Okay, let me try disconnecting explicitly. Why do I always have these problems? Maybe if I'm like using my phone like a crazy person, but it's a, you know, it's a good looking webcam. Turn it back on here. Come on. This is a $1,000 device. Piece of crap. I wonder if it overheated. It was plugged in too. Waiting for my phone to kick up. Okay, phone's back rebooted. Let's see if it lets me select it as a audio or as a device again. All right, let me try. There we go. Well, kind of. All right. All right. looks like it should. It's like weird though. It's like small. Why is it small again? All right, we're back in action. I mean, not that there's anything all that exciting going on my video feed, but you know, I guess it's better than nothing. Okay, so now we get a. Oh, interesting. It didn't do sensitive. I think there might be a validation that I missed somewhere where we have primary key. No, this. So we say string pro. Oh, I just didn't. Sensitive. Gotta add it. Okay. All right. I appreciate you letting me know. I didn't notice my camera was frozen. Hopefully I wasn't making a funny face the whole time. Okay, so we have. Now we can. It says maybe build attribute subject. So it's just a string that's allow, nil, false, and writable. Writable is true as a default, so we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, sensitive. Perfect. All right, so the subject is not sensitive though. So we can say dash dash attribute. And then we're going to say subject string allow or required. Sorry, what was it? Just string allow, nil, false, writable, true. So that's it. Just a string that is required. Okay. And then we get to expires at, which is a UTC date time. Required. Purpose, which is a string. Also required. Also public. Extra data. Well, missed that bit there. Where's you guys supposed to be my extra pair of eyes? Come on. All right. Extra data, map, allow, nil, true. So just not required. Writable, true. Public. And then it wants created at timestamps. Okay, I think I have a thing for that. Timestamps, right? Oh, nope, there's no timestamps. Damn. All right, I'm gonna add an option for timestamps into the hash resource generator. That's better than. Okay, so say. And actually, I think now that I remember, there was this whole question about somebody was saying that the timestamps macro wasn't actually working in resources anymore. Is that true? What happened? No, it works just fine. So I don't know what people are talking about. All right. So if they say timestamps, so let's update our example to show. Yeah, we're just gonna say that it's just a Boolean. You can't configure it right now. I think that's fine. Timestamps. Boolean, and we'll say t timestamps. And then in the attributes block, okay. It's just literally this. All right, so now we should just say timestamps, and we should be in the money. I'm curious, like I don't know if there's people here on the stream who have used Dash authentication, but do you like the idea of this generate? Oh, it's not adding multiple attributes. See that? It's only adding the JTI and the timestamps. Where's all the rest of my attributes that I'm telling it about? What the hell's going on there? But you know, do you prefer seeing like all of the extra code, like the attributes and stuff? Because we're also going to do probably actions and stuff. Like it's, you know, it's going to be a lot of code generated compared to just happening sort of for you, but you know, it's explicit, which I think is what people want in this case. So what the hell's going on with the other attributes not being added? Let's just see what we're getting, because attributes should be listed as keep, right? Attribute keep. Yeah. The fuck? Oh, I need to be in addressing it. Okay, so the options that it got were, oh wow, wait, what? Yeah, so I do use DBG sometimes, or like, my only problem is a lot of times it's just like a bunch of extra output. Like it's like line numbers, and if I do it in a pipeline, then it's like a bunch of different values of pipes. And it's like, usually when I use an inspect, I know exactly what I'm looking for. And sometimes when you do a DBG, like it's context aware. And so it spits out a bunch of stuff, and I have to like hunt down, well, where's the thing I wanted to see? People have been telling me to use DBG for like a year now, and I probably should, but it just kind of like feels weird to me to do that. Okay, this is interesting. This means, yeah, I guess keep doesn't work the way that I thought it did. I thought keep, what's first in option? Just show me the typesec, damn it. Wow, the whole module doc. Okay, argv options. Okay, so if I say like, so now if I say switches to keep, oh, what? Oh, every time. I did not realize that that's how keep worked. Okay. It's annoying, but okay. So what that means is gen.resource. What do I have? Keep. Oh yeah, of course keep lives everywhere, but let's think. Okay, I don't need to. Okay, I'm just gonna let that one be broken for now. Fine. Yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we need to this CSV option attribute relationship extend attribute what other keep do I have? Attribute relationship default actions and extend. Let me just make sure that these are all handled. Okay, yeah, these are all in here. So I need to make CSV option needs to not just keyword.update key. We need to get, what is it? I think it's keyword.values. Isn't that what it's, or keyword get values. Okay, so we need to say get values so this, what does it say? You know, best one values. Yeah, okay. That's fine. So in my app, what is this not like in 124? Yeah, in Ash Igniter key, no. That one either. Here. We need to actually, so this means it doesn't matter. It'd be values equals. Okay, because we always want it to be a list. That's something that we do for this CSV option helper. Okay, let's see, my app. Invalid attribute format. Please use the format type name destination for each attribute. Okay, what did I do? Okay, well, this should spit out the thing. Did it? Was I just not reading? No, invalid attribute format. There are two cases here. Invalid relationship format? But what? Okay, maybe I did something wrong here. Keeper.put key values. Oh, see you later, Mikolas. Yeah, what the hell is going on? So this is in ash.turn.resource. Ash.turn.resource. And we are something here. I'm thinking, let's see. Yeah, okay. It's putting in an empty list. Yeah, okay. So that's in this CSV option. So list.wrap enum.join is I need to add trim true, right? Yeah. Okay. This time for real. Now it adds extra data, purpose, expires at. Beautiful. That's what we wanted. And it adds timestamps. So, extra data. So the complexity here will come from actions. Well, maybe not actually. Maybe not. Okay, I think I know why it will come from actions. And that's because right now we don't have a way in the Ash Igniter code to add a new action, which is fine. So add action, I think, yeah. Resource action. Yeah, it's just gonna, okay. So we're gonna have to add new action and, to make this work. And then what we'll do is, and I'm not doing this today, I'm about to close off the stream because I've been doing this for a couple hours, is in here. So now we've done this where we've added some actions and stuff, but then we're going to need to, yeah, that's a little bit tricky because token expunge expired action name is, yeah, we'll have to figure this out. But basically we've gotten to here. And now we need to add some stuff for generating new actions. And then we need to build these actions that get added to the resource. It's a lot of actions. But we need to build them. That's the point of what we're doing. But for now, what we have done that is good is we have an Ash Authentication installer that, what does it do? It imports the dep, it creates the accounts domain, creates the token resource, and all of the associated attributes. So, and it adds this extension. So tomorrow, I may stream tomorrow, maybe Friday. But on my next stream, we will be continuing work on this. And once we get the tokens resource done, I think the token resource and the user resource are by far they're the big ones. But doing the individual strategies will be relatively straightforward. So let it go ahead and do. Does this button work? Yeah. Well, it makes my screen look all wrong. Why did it do that? Let me fix my. Does that look right? Yeah, that's a little bit better. So yeah, we'll continue on, and I think that this is going to have a good. The changes seem good. I do worry a little bit about the fact that it's going to dump like, 20 actions into a resource or something along those lines. But we're just going to have to see. We're going to start simple and just go from there. We can grow it. Maybe we can use a fragment if we need to, like if there's too many actions. But at least for token resource, it should be fine because that's all it does. It just holds these actions. But for your user resource, it could be a bit much. So we'll have to see. All right. Well, thanks everybody for stopping by. It was great chatting with everybody. We'll get there. We'll make this happen and we'll get this shipped. Talk to you later.